Hi, welcome back to another tutorial of Golang for Absolute Beginner series. And in this tutorial, we will learn about primitive data types. So, let's get started. First of all, we need to create a file, a Go file. So, I am creating a file, primitive. As you can see, I have already created a primitive type. So, let's jump into it and write a program. So I am first of all I am writing package, which is our main package, and I am importing FMT module, which we already discussed in previous tutorial. And I am writing function main, and within that function I will write the primitive types. So basically there are different types in Golang. So the first type is Boolean. So what is Boolean? Boolean basically is a true or false type. Boolean is basically returns true or false. Suppose if you want to do some conditional statement, you need Boolean value to return true or false. Suppose if you want a program, to run if certain condition is true, so we need to use Boolean at that time. Okay, so how we can create a Boolean in Golang? So this is very simple. You need to create a variable and assign it a type of bool. Okay. So after that, you need to print fmt.println a. So now I have created a variable a of boolean type and assign it a true value, and I am printing it on my console by using fmt module. So let's run this program and see what happens. So I am running the primitives program uh, by using go run primitives command. As you can see in the output, it returns true because we have assigned a variable of boolean type true, which is a. A is true, so it returns true. Okay. So we have another type which is integer type. So we have different ways to initialize a variable of integer boolean any primitive type. We have different ways which we already discussed in variables. So so the more basic way which people most commonly use is this one, which we discussed or previously in our variable tutorial. But for now, let's use the static type way. Okay, so this is the static type in which we are also saying that this is an integer type. So I am writing fmt.println. I have created a variable b of integer type, assigned it a value 1, and I am printing it on my console. So now let's run this program and see what it will output. See, true and 1. So true is all our boolean type, boolean primitive type, and 1 is our integer primitive type. We have another type which is floating point numbers. So you can also initialize a floating point number in Go. So you can simply do that by using static type method, but for now we are using the third way which we discussed in variables, uh, which is uh, uh, directly create a variable and assigning it to a type. That was the third way. So I am directly creating a variable c of floating point and assigning it a floating point value. So it will act as a floating point type. We don't need to initialize the type at this point because we have created a dynamic type c variable. Okay. So I have created a floating point number, and I have write the method of println by using fmt module. Now let's see the output of this program. As you can see, it first returned true, which was our boolean type, then 1, which was our integer type, and then 1.7 1.45678, which was our floating point numbers. And we also have string type as a primitive type in Golang. So how we can initialize a string type is very simple. Like we previously did in floating point numbers, we also can initialize a string using the third way, by using a colon. So I have created a d variable which is of string type, and I am printing that to the console. So let's see the output. As you can see, it prints out hello in the console. So we have very special type in Golang, which I like the most. I am actually from JavaScript, and I have never seen this type in JavaScript. But it is supported in Go, and it is like when I first saw that type, I was shocked. I mean, amazing. So that type is complex type. So uh, complex type is very easy. You have already learned that in mathematics, complex have two parts: real plus imaginary part. So complex type is the combination of real and imaginary part. So let's see how we can create a complex type. So I am creating a variable e, and I am assigning it a complex type, and I am initializing it a value 1.1 plus 2 iota. Iota is the imaginary part and 1 is the real part. And let's see what it prints in the console. As you can see, it first print true, which is our boolean type, then it prints 1, which is our integer type, then it prints floating point number, after that it prints string, and after that it prints the complex type, which is the combination of real and imaginary part. So in Golang we have these types of primitives, and I hope you learned something new in this tutorial. So before jumping to our next tutorial, don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.